What's on Your Mind is sponsored by ACC 339.0, New Style Radio 98.7 FM, Breakthrough Studios, and Reggae Jam Jam.
Good afternoon, guys. How you doing? Welcome to another program in the series of What's on Your Mind. The program is produced by Breakthrough TV, and I am Carl. Let me say thank you for tuning into the program. Hope you're all doing well. It's nearly Christmas. Let me wish you a Merry Christmas when it comes, which is next week. And for those of you who don't believe in the Christmas, let me say happy holiday. Also, there's Kwanzaa coming up. You don't say happy Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa starts the 27th of January until the 1st. The 27th of December until the 1st of January. So let me say happy Kwanzaa for those of you who celebrate the African culture and arts. Yeah. I want to say a big shout out to Mr. Momo Watt, who was in the studio last week. He drove all the way from Bedford to join us right here in the studio, which was absolutely marvelous. Big shout out to you, Mr. Momo Watt, and your wife. And don't forget to check out his tune, Lovers Rock. And try and make sure it reaches #1 yeah, in the charts, you know what I mean? So big shout out to you guys. I also want to say a big shout out to Mr. Momo Watt's wife, who was an absolutely wonderful lady who actually came here with him in the studios. So let me say big shout out to her. Yeah, and let me say thank you guys for watching the program. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the program. Yeah, and as I said, this is a live stream. So if you see anything that's funny, it is a live stream. It's direct. Got in the studio with me this afternoon. Wonderful gentleman. I'm gonna call him a gentleman. his name is Byron. How you doing, Brian? Brian.
Blessings, man. Brian.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man.
Let me say welcome to Breakthrough TV.
Happy to be here.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Cold weather.
Cold weather?
You know.
How's your day been?
Well, it was a bit hectic. I was in town.
Yes.
Doing a bit of run around and stuff.
Was it packed?
Trust me. Too packed.
Too packed?
Yeah. And then it started raining and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was good.
You get all you want to get?
Not really.
Yeah?
Not really. So I have to go back tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
You're here to tell us a very sad story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunate story.
You're here to tell us about your mother
Yeah.
and her journey and what's happened.
Yeah.
And you're also making awareness of cancer. Yeah. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. So relax and sit in your chair for a while, because I know it's hard. I know it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
So so relax for a while. And I want to look at a couple of stories that's happening in the world, and then we come back to that.
Yeah, man, no problem.
Okay, thank you for that. Now, guys, as you know, I always look at a couple of things that's happening across the world. Now, my first story concerns Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israel PM. He has again dismissed a two-state solution between Israel and the Palestinian, and he's actually undermining the American alliance, with because America is a big supporter of the alliance and Israel. So he's actually undermining that. That is according to Sky News, and also Sky News also saying it is like a very, very difficult situation. However, Lloyd Austin, the Defense Secretary, has been in Israel, and he's confirmed his more support for Israel. He's definitely supporting Israel, but he's actually said that Israel needs to change their tactics of what is actually going on there. And we see we're sort of in the third month of the war, and there seems to be no ceasefire. A lot of people are talking ceasefire, but there seems to be no ceasefire. However, they're talking up the ceasefire a little bit more. The Foreign Secretary in the UK is actually talking up the ceasefire a little bit more, David Cameron. So we'll see how that goes, But it's a very, very, there's so many lives being lost on both sides, You see it on the news all the time in the evening, and you just don't know what to say. It's very, very sickening. That's the word I'm going to say. That is the word. That's all I can say. Any comments from you there, sir?
Definitely. It's too much, man.
It is too much.
It's too much.
It is
definitely.
too much.
Sometimes I watch and I see so much wars happening. Even when I was watching I think it was last week when you were talking about Africa.
Yeah, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just sad, man.
It is sad. And we still see what in Ukraine is still going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That war is not going to finish.
No. And it's been going on a while now, isn't it?
Almost 2 years.
Wow. Yeah, it is almost
2 years. Yeah. Basically 2 years.
Wow. And that's, the time has gone so quickly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I said this one is like in 3 months.
Yeah.
Since October, it's like 3 months. You know what I mean? So it's gone over 3 months, to be honest, because it was just after October the 7th.
Yeah.
The whole thing started. I mean, and I don't know what's the matter with human beings.
Well, I don't think it's something that we can escape, to be honest with you, because when you go in Bible prophecy, it speak of these things, rumors of wars, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and I strongly believe in the Bible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even with what's happening with the Euphrates River, it's
Yeah.
drying up and stuff. These things was predicted in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I just think it's not something that we
So
can
you
really
think the
stop.
prophecy is being fulfilled?
I think the prophecy is being fulfilled.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, yeah. I've
Yeah.
talked to quite a few people, and they actually believe that as well. you know,
Yeah,
right?
I actually believe. I'm here and I'm watching and I'm seeing everything is unfolding.
Yeah.
Everything that the biblical prophecies speak about in, especially in Revelation,
Yeah.
it's unfolding now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? With what's happening with the river turning into blood, these things happening now.
Yeah.
These things spoke about in Revelation and stuff.
The thing about it, I understand that, and I understand what we say because we've all grown up on the Bible, and I understand that.
Yeah.
The thing about it, it's so difficult to say you can't do anything about it.
Well, if the prophecy is there,
Yeah.
it's just have to happen.
Yeah.
It just have to happen.
Yeah.
It's not like where all these wars just coming up
Mm-hmm.
after each other.
Yeah.
So much countries having,
Different wars.
different wars,
Yeah.
fighting for different stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you probably can cool it down for a bit,
Yeah.
but if the prophecy have to fulfill, it have to fulfill.
Well, we could go the last moment. Well, we could go back to like when my grandparents or your grandparents was alive. There was still lots of war going on then because the whole colonial period, or just before the whole colonial period,
Yeah.
there was certain countries in Europe was actually trying to take over all these countries, and they made it have that sort of weapon. You know what I mean? But there was still a lot of war going on there as well.
Yeah, war been going on from
beginning of time.
from before Christ.
Yes.
But like it's just we could always argue the fact that war has been going on for ages, but not only that, as I said, there's things that's depicting with the war that's happening now.
Mm-hmm.
As I made reference before with the Euphrates River.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is drying up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's a part of the Bible prophecy. So yeah.
Okay, I understand. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Now let me move on. Let me come to the UK. Now, this is actually a very, very strange thing that happens. It's actually frightening. Now, a mom escaped with her child in Solihull. And if you can see on the screen there, the picture, the car actually almost killed the lady and her child. You know what I mean? And the car actually rolled over. She was only seconds away from her actual death. I mean, we got a video, but we can't actually show the video of it because it may be too disturbing to some people. You know what I mean? So, and she was very, very lucky. Very, very lucky. And I say, a woman was actually driving the car, and the police is actually speaking to the lady who was driving the car. And we're glad there was nobody actually hurt there because it was like a very, very, very serious accident when you actually say it. Now let me go to Jamaica as well. Though Jamaica still on the basic of traffic. Jamaica road fatalities has actually been 400 the last week. The count is up, for the year. And it registers on Friday the 15th of December. And 7 people was actually killed on the road within 1 week. Just 7 people. That is just too much. And we know they drive sometimes crazy out there.
Man.
And we don't know why they do this, you know what I mean?
It's mad, man.
It is mad,
It's mad. Like, my sister sent me a video.
Yeah.
An accident that happened on the Mandela Highway in this week as well.
Yeah, I spotted that.
It's terrible, man.
Yeah, I spotted that, yeah.
The female in the car, she literally have a face off.
Wow.
Terrible, man.
Yeah.
And the funny thing, on that stretch of road, it have signs, full speed ahead.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if you're a fool, you continue, man. You keep doing these things. Like, you can't drive for yourself when you're driving on the street. You have to drive for others.
You can't do that.
There's a lot of times I'm driving in Jamaica, and if I don't be careful,
Yeah.
I meet an accident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the driver, they drive so reckless.
I mean, even now, like in the evening when I drive, it's like I'm sometimes I'm scared to drive in the evening because sometimes you see some traffic and the way they're driving on the road even now, it's actually ridiculous.
But in the UK, like accident comparing to Jamaica and the UK is very big.
Yeah.
With the UK comparing to Jamaica, if you notice in the UK, they drive with space.
Mm.
In Jamaica, they drive with nothing, like
Okay.
literally underneath your tail, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous when it comes to traffic and accident in Jamaica comparing to the UK.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I said to someone, like, I would ride a bike in the UK.
Yeah.
I would never ride a bike in Jamaica.
Jamaica.
You know what I mean? Trust me, man. It's
All right, guys, we move on. Just a little bit lighter now. Now, Ian Wright. Everybody knows who Ian Wright is, isn't he? Ian Wright is actually leaving the BBC Match of the Day as a pundit, and he's been actually doing it for 27 years. And you know, Ian Wright plays for Arsenal and an England striker. So actually, we say big shout out to Ian Wright. I always like Ian Wright because he always gives me a laugh, and I always see him in his car pumping out some reggae music and singing to it. You know what I mean? So that's actually good. And he actually said what he's actually doing. He's gonna give himself some more time to take his family and, you know, watch some more footballs. You know, he wants to see some more football. So that's what he actually says. So we say big shout out to Ian Wright. Now on a sad note, now Patrice Roberts, her fiance Ricardo Drew. Ricardo Drew is actually an Antiguan and Barbuda citizen, and he's actually died. So there's a lot of tributes being poured in for him. You know what I mean? Quite across the whole soca range, and Patrice Roberts' colleagues. You know what I mean? So and we don't really know the cause of his death yet. He died the 12th of December, and we don't really know the cause of his death yet. So we'll wait and actually see what has happened there. You know what I mean? So we say big condolence to Patrice Roberts and all her colleagues and all Ricardo Drew fans, you know what I mean? I'm a big fan of Patrice Roberts, you know what I mean? Mind your business. That one, drink water and mind your business. I've always been a big fan of her anyway, so it's good to see. It's sad to see what has happened there. I mean, we hope she actually can recover from it very soon. I am a big fan. Now moving on to reggae music. Now, this is interesting because Jamaican dancehall and reggae artist Tony Rebel, he says Rasta remain relevant in reggae despite the Californian takeover, because there's a lot of reggae artists from California and they're actually hitting the big time. And he says Rastafari is all over the world, not just in reggae. And he says reggae music might be in a lockdown, but it is not. It's just the surge of the Californian blew up. That's what is actually happening. And he say the Californian blew up is actually a reality. So, you know, and he says you just can't change it. There's nothing you can do to change it, you know. So we see, if you have to actually understand what Tony Rebel is actually saying there, you know, I mean. So
it's a challenge when it comes to reggae music these days, because reggae music, they're not speaking volume as much anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so much segregation in reggae music and dancehall. And maybe that is the reason why other culture, you know, because obviously, as what he said, reggae music still remains.
Yes, because
it's originated from Jamaica.
Yes. And a lot of these other cultures that latches onto reggae music, they're still doing the roots and culture reggae music.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When Jamaicans are not doing that.
No.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And when you look on the Rastafari, you know, group, many of them not speaking, you know, actual life in their music anymore.
Yeah.
You know, when you listen to some Rasta man, they sing about, even them sing about vanity, care and them something. Yeah. That wasn't the thing before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when other culture gravitate and sing the natural, you know, original roots reggae, of course them are gonna get more recognition.
And what we know, what from my experience in the early days of reggae music was about the people, the life, the politics, the heart and the soul of the people. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I think it probably has lost that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? And the fighting and the struggles that the poor man has to get moving, and the influence that he has to get moving and to make himself better. You know, those are the things that reggae music was.
Yeah, and them lack it now, because you find some reggae artists, you know, they must sing about violence as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it wasn't about, even if they were singing about violence back then, it was more of a, stance against violence. You know what I mean? Reggae sing about that, this and that, you know what I mean? It don't make no sense. Sing about love, sing about your roots, sing about your culture.
And that's what they used to
What
they used to sing.
Sing, and this is one of the thing why I even respect Rodney Price, Bounty Killer, because him speak for the people.
Yeah.
Sizzler, speak for the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Capitan, speak for the people. The Marleys. But some of them young Rasta, I don't know what they must speak for.
Well, we interviewed a wonderful lady we interviewed on the show, and she actually from California. Her name is Honey Bee. And one of the tracks she was actually singing was rootsy, 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 rootsy. And she said, I don't wear makeup, I don't wear lipstick, I don't wear this, but I don't care who else wants to use it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was, you could relate to that.
Definitely.
You know, you could actually relate to that. So, as I say, a lot of those artists actually sing, you know, as I repeat myself, the whole cultureness and the whole consciousness of what reggae music was. And you say, someone sing about the vanity and all the rest of it, which is actually ridiculous.
Yeah, it don't make no sense.
Yeah, it's one thing I always thought about, and as I say, the music is for everyone. One thing I always thought about, sort of, I'm going to say our people, right? Let me just say for our people. We always have it, and then we throw it away. Yeah. We see it with the blues, we see it with the R&B, we see it with the hip-hop, we see it across so many different genres of music. We actually, we have it for a while, and we should treasure it, and nurture it, and improve it. In the end, we just throw it away.
Yeah. And you find, and one of the next thing what's beating the culture as well is that we don't get the support from our own people.
Yeah.
And if you notice, a lot of the reggae artists, they fly go Europe and these places because that's where they're getting the support.
Yeah.
The Jamaicans not pushing the reggae. Before them buy a reggae album, them download it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that.
So it's like, and that have a lot to do with pushing the culture as well.
Yeah. I mean, one thing a well-known friend of ours actually said to me one day, which I'm not going to name his name, but he actually said to me, he says, another thing that happened is the big international company who makes a lot of money out of reggae music don't sort of put the money back into reggae music. Yeah. And he actually said something. I'm not going to say who it is. I'm not going to actually name the act. And he said this one particular company, Bob Marley made a lot of money. But the amount of Bob Marley money that was actually made through this company actually went and launched this different group.
Right.
You know what I mean? This other who has nothing to do with reggae. So I think a lot of these international companies who makes a lot of money out of reggae don't sort of put it back into reggae also. You know, so that
have a lot to play.
That also have a lot to do with it. Yeah?
Definitely.
Let me move on.
Definitely.
Let me move on. Now, finally, international adored artist, Protege, roots rock reggae artist. Protege is touring the UK in the spring. He's just finished touring the autumn in Europe, and he's coming to the UK in spring. He'll be in Birmingham, he'll be in Bristol, he'll also be in London, and a couple of other cities in the UK. So as I say, he'll be here in the spring. So big shout out to Portage Radio, and he's doing very, very well. And a lot of people, he's got a lot of fans in the UK.
I think Capitan is here as well.
Yeah, Capitan is here. I think Capitan got his visa and he's traveling. Capitan got his visa to the UK and he's traveling now.
Yeah, man, free him up, man. It's about time, you know?
Yeah. Now, finally, this is not coming up on my screen, but finally, I got to put this one in. Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump is unable to be considered for the presidency of the United States, according to the Colorado Supreme Court. However, the United States High Court, the Supreme High Court, it will have to go there. His appeal on the United States Supreme High Court, he's going to have to make that final decision. So we'll see if Donald Trump actually gets to be the president of the United States of America. Now, Brian, you're up. So, we're here to tell us about cancer awareness, and you're going to tell us the struggles that your mother has been through, and some of the journey that actually it takes you through. You know what I mean? So, let's start by introducing you from. Where are you from? You're living in the UK now. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Jamaica.
Yes.
I lived in Portmore.
Okay.
I was born in Linstead, Bagwalk.
Okay.
And I left from there, and I went to St. Thomas, and I spent a few of my years in St. Thomas. And after that, then I went into Portmore, and that's where I spent most of my days, my younger days in Portmore.
And you're here to tell us about your mother. Tell us where your mother's from.
Well, my mother is originally from Montego Bay,
Okay.
a place called Carlton, and she left there in her early teen,
Okay.
and she came into Kingston,
Okay.
and she met my dad, and they start their life.
Yeah.
And my mom, in her early age, she got pregnant and she had a daughter, and that daughter passed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then after, she had a twin, and the twin lived a few, I think it's up to a year, I think, one of them, and then died. And then comes me.
Okay.
So I always think that I am here for a purpose.
Yeah. And I was going to ask you, what was the relationship between you and your mother?
Well, growing up with my mom was a very disciplinarian.
Are you going to say strict?
Very strict.
Okay.
And I couldn't do anything wrong and go home and complain to my mom.
Okay.
Even if I'm right, I'm going to get the wrong.
All right.
And that was my mom. I can remember I done something at school when I was younger, and the teacher beat me. But teacher then wasn't like teacher now. When teacher discipline you in your younger days, you discipline you. So the teacher put me over the bench. She had a belt, Miss Robinson. I think she's passed now. She put me over the bench and she beat me in my back, and my back was well swollen up. And I went home and I tell my mom, and it didn't went well.
She beat you again?
It didn't went well. You know what I mean?
She beat you again?
Yeah. So it was my auntie who tell her that she can't do that.
Yeah.
She have to go over the school, and you know, and it was my eldest sister went over the school.
Yeah.
You know, so my mom wasn't one of them one who hear, oh, your son do this, and she, you know, may I get a double dose.
Yeah.
You know, she was a and she was a nice woman.
Yeah.
You know, my mom, I knew her as a helper.
Yeah.
You know, she liked to help people. You know, taking families, friends in her home. You know, she always cook extra food.
Okay.
You know, just in case if someone pass, they could get some food to eat. If, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So family members could always depend on my mom.
Okay. What was her name?
Ivy.
Ivy.
It's here.
You got a picture of her? Yeah.
I name a podcast off her as well.
Okay.
Ivy Cancer Podcast.
Okay. Your mother had cancer.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about her journey through cancer, and tell us, because I know this is the tough part.
So basically, my mom was overseeing my granddaughter at the time, and she fell and hit her breast sometime around 2020, and she fell and hit her breast, and after that she started having a lump, pains and stuff. While she was having the pain, she concerned about it, so she went and to her doctor, and her doctor give her a referral to go to the public hospital in Kingston, and the waiting list there was too long. This was in the late part of 2020, going into 2021.
COVID time?
No, yeah, she get the hit in her breast within COVID time.
COVID time, yeah.
So the length was long.
Yeah.
So she decided she's going to go to the doctor. That is in 2021. And she went to the doctor and they refer her to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And she went there, and as I said, the hospital was crowded.
Crowded, yeah.
Right. So my cousin told her about this hospital in Portmore,
Yeah.
which was a private hospital. When she went there to the hospital, they wanted to, even though she had the referral, they wanted to give her a biopsy, a check, just before she do the biopsy.
Okay.
I think the reason why they wanted to do that is mainly because of monetary gain. Because if you have a referral, the doctor told you what is need to be done in the referral.
Yeah.
So why do I need to pay you to see me? You know what I mean?
And how did you feel about that?
Well, at the time, I just said to her, just go
with
ahead
it,
and
with
just
it.
do what you have to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what she done. So the observer give her a check and tell her come back the following day to do the biopsy.
Yeah.
And she went and she do the biopsy. And they pulled some substance from her breast. It was her right breast.
Yeah.
And send it to the lab and tell her come back within 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
2 weeks' time she went back. They said, you're fine.
Okay.
You don't have any cancer.
Yeah.
You have a benign tumor.
Yeah.
And but a follow-up is required. And that's when she went home, lived her life. At this time she was feeling sick,
Yeah.
back and forth. Because I honestly think that my mom falling ill, it don't have a play. It's not just naturally. Her sickness was mixed.
Or you think the she falling, something else may have caused that?
Yeah. One of the reasons why I said that, when she was going into the hospital, back and forth,
Yeah.
doctors couldn't find out what was wrong.
Yeah.
She done blood tests, ECG. She had a ear infection because her left ears her drum was burst. So it constantly draining, as what they said, on her ears. So on her chest. So it give her a chest infection. Prescribed antibiotic, send her home. She admitted in hospital in Linstead.
Yeah, I know Linstead.
And when she was admitted in Linstead, she was there for about 2 or 3 nights. But when she went there, she wasn't on any ward per se. She was in the waiting area. So for like a night, for the first night, before she get a bed. When she eventually get that, they done some tests and said she is anemic.
Okay.
And give her some medication, send her back home. So I said to my mom, when she was explaining to me, I said, Mom, you know, I don't think your sickness is normal. And she said to me, Brian, and this is when she started telling me that she think the same. And my stepdad, her husband, was restructuring a shop.
Yeah.
You know? And you know the thing them called bad mind?
Yes, I know. I heard of it, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real.
It's real.
Bad mind, real. Yeah, so everything come off the shop. You know, so them a try hold them down, as what them say. You know what I mean? And she was explaining to me that my cousin went to this spiritual man in the country.
Yeah.
And they were saying to her that your auntie sickness is not don't happen like that.
Okay.
You know, and doctor can't help the sickness.
What did you think about the spiritual thing?
I've seen my mom been through it before.
Yeah.
As a child.
Yeah.
I've seen her been through it before. With partners of my dad.
Yeah.
You know, never wanted my mom to have my dad, so they do whatever they want to do. So I've seen it. The Bible spoke of it, so it is real.
Okay.
You know, but some people use their gift and use it to do evil. Some use it to do good.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not something I dwell on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like my mom, she don't dwell on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I've seen people try to hurt my mom several times. But what my mom was always doing was praying.
Okay.
My mom was a prayer warrior.
Mm-hmm.
She strongly believed in God. And several times I see people try to hurt her. She said, Brian, just forgive them.
All right.
Pray for them.
Yeah.
And she still talked to them,
Okay.
even after that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Even when I said, Mums, oh, this person do you this, and you still accept them in your place.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
And she would have said, Brian, I'll leave them to God. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So this is something that I've seen and I know for myself.
Okay. So what happened with the cancer? How you said the cancer? How did this develop? How did this develop?
Well, I think this was developed by the lick that she got on her breast for some strange reason. But I wouldn't put it totally on that because research has shown that when you have more than one family member
Mm-hmm.
in your family that has cancer,
Mm-hmm.
it can be a genetic thing.
Yeah, and in Jamaica, I think the women, one of the biggest killer of women in Jamaica
Is breast cancer.
Is breast cancer.
Right.
Yeah.
And it also have a lot to do with your color.
Yeah.
Because research has shown that black women are more prone to get cancer, even black men with prostate as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that had a lot to play with a part in it.
Yeah.
Also, in her early stage, she had fibroids.
All right.
And research linked fibroids also to cancer.
How old was your mom?
My mom was 68 when she died.
Still a young age.
Still a young age.
Yeah.
Still
a young age.
But cancer start attacked at 50, 55, thereabout, as what they said.
Well, where cancer is concerned, it's got
right.
nothing to do with age. I just asked,
right.
Because we have to do that.
Where the fibroids is concerned and the linkage with fibroids is that, as what they said, if you have a early period and a late menopause, it can contribute to cancer.
Yeah.
So, given the fact that my mom was, she had the fibroids for years.
Yeah.
I can remember one evening, like I run every red light from Kingston to Linstead.
Linstead, yeah.
Because I got a call, oh, your mom just faint.
Okay.
And I was like, what? Yeah, she's bleeding a lot. And I was like, I have to leave. So I went to my manager, like, this is the situation. I jump in my car, boom, 4-way flasher on, boom, non-stop, every red light.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because even though I had my father in my life, my mom was the main figure in my life.
I understand that.
You know what I mean? She was my dad and my father in one. I love my mom dearly. When I was growing up, I never had the relationship with her where I could speak to her about anything or anything. Because as a little youth, if you and my mother as an elder have a conversation and me stay so, I'll probably get a box for my mouth. Come out a big people conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I never have that relationship to speak to her like, Mom, me have a girlfriend. Or I couldn't go to my mother at 14, 15 and say, me have a girlfriend.
Yeah, I don't think none of us could.
I couldn't do it.
Not even myself.
You know what I mean? It was my stepfather at the time did really give me, God bless him soul, Mr. D, Mr. White. Got him talk certain things and my mother, why I could I ever say to my mother, me have a girlfriend in the mums. You know what I mean? It was when I become an adult I could be able to speak to her about certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but as I said, where cancer is related, I think it play in more ways than one.
So what happened when she was diagnosed with cancer? What comes up next? What comes next?
So she was diagnosed. She went after she done the test at the private hospital. 6 months after, she went to hospital in Spanish Town.
Yeah.
And when she went there to do a next biopsy
Yeah.
to find out if she have cancer or not,
Yeah.
the doctor wanted to charge her $50,000.
Okay.
And one of the doctors said, you must not pay any money. It's free.
All right.
The doctor was upset. I don't know for what reason. Maybe him that try to make a little change. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, she done the test and they said come back within a few weeks' time. When she went back, it wasn't ready. They said come back within a month time. When she went back, it wasn't ready. Several times she go back, it wasn't ready.
So you think that was delayed because of the money?
That's what my mom said. She wondered sometime if the doctor sabotaged the test.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't disagree because everything in Jamaica have to relate to money. For whatever reason, I don't know.
Yeah. Was you in Jamaica at the time?
No,
Or
I was in the UK.
Because I was going to ask you, did you go and sort of... If you was there, you probably would have gone, wouldn't you?
And I'm going to get to that.
Yeah.
Because I went there to myself.
Okay, well, let's get to that.
So when she went there and stuff, and she start feeling sick now and getting worse, she start vomiting blood. She was at my cousin in Kingston, and my cousin took her to the hospital in Papine.
Yeah.
They done some tests, and at this time her eye was swollen. But by whatever symptoms that she was feeling, the doctor surmised that she had stage 4 cancer.
Okay.
When I spoke to the doctor on the phone, I said, Doc, what's going on with my mom? They said they can't tell us yet. They're not sure, but they have cancer specialists to come check. And I said, all right, this my mom have cancer. They said they suspect she may have stage 4 cancer because when they do some tests, her lungs was infected, her bone, her liver, you know, and obviously her eye. They said the cancer probably reached to the brain. But obviously they wanted to confirm everything. So I said to the doc, okay, fair enough. Keep me posted. At this time I was talking to my mom, asking my mom how she feeling, etc., etc. Anyway, they do some tests, send her back home. When they sent her back home, she went back to my cousin. And then start getting worse.
She's getting worse.
Can't keep any food down.
Yeah.
Drink water, she can't keep it down.
And was this in the same year or this is 2021?
In 2022.
This is 2022, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so 2020, we're here, we're 2021 diagnosed, so we're into 2022, so
right.
we're over a year now. Yes,
right.
So a year and a half, yeah?
Right.
Give or take.
Right. So in this was closer down to the ending of the year in 2022. So when she went back into the hospital, it was in January. My cousin said, I'm going to take you back to the hospital because I can't keep you here like this. So when she went back into the hospital, in, I think it was February.
Yeah.
Right, in February. She went back into the hospital and they decided they're going to keep her in. At this time I was in the UK.
Yeah.
And I was preparing myself to go to Jamaica. And I was devastated at the time because cancer, wow. You know, I've always heard about cancer, but I never knew the depths of cancer until it actually hit the door.
Yeah.
You know, they say you can't know how a man feel
until it comes
your way.
Until it comes and kick on your door.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, when it comes and hit my mom, my world start turning upside down. Yeah. You know, start thinking all sort of things. You know, worse the situation that she's in. Yeah. I know she be, you know, feeling. Sometimes I call her phone, I can't get her phone, and my mother was a phone tete.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Since she get to know to use phone, it's like she always up on the phone, you know, watch some African movie, or some biblical stuff and thing like that. So when I call her and can't get her, it make me worry. Every day I go to work, I wonder what I going to hear, you know. So my ticket was booked to go to Jamaica the 28th of February.
Yeah.
And when I spoke to the doctor and the doctor told me what she told me, I tried to change my ticket.
Yeah.
However, when I contact the airline, they said to me, based on their policies, I can't change my ticket.
Can't change the ticket.
Or else I'm going to lose. So basically, I'm going to lose actually all of my money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I said to them, no, I can't. And I take a deep breath, come off the phone, and then I phone back, I think the following day, and I call and I explain my situation to
You
them.
need to get down.
And I said to them, listen, if it wasn't for this situation, you know, I would have booked my ticket in the first place. However, I don't know what's going to happen to my mom and I need to get down. Can you let me speak to a supervisor? And that person, that representative, took it on to herself
And deal with it.
and deal with it.
What happened when you get down?
So when I went down and I go to the hospital, I couldn't go to the hospital the same day. I had to go to the following day because of the time I landed in Jamaica and the visiting hours. So when I went there, it so happened that I spoke to the doctor and I said to the doc, okay, give it to me. I don't want you to hold back anything. I don't want you to sugarcoat anything. My mom has stage 4 cancer. What is her chance? What can you do for her? And she said, at this point, I can't do anything. But we have chemo to line up, but we can't give her the chemo because her blood count is too low.
Okay.
At this time, she had it on her lungs, so she had to be on oxygen.
How do you feel about that?
Terrible. Terrible. I felt hopeless, like I can't do nothing. You know, watching my mom on the bed, you know, and she's there, she's looking at me, you know. And when I was younger, I had one of the most devastating conversations with my mom in the hospital after I found out how serious she was. When I was younger, you know, I said to my mom, I wouldn't want her to die before me. Because if she died before me, I don't know how I could manage. And she said, Brian, I would rather to die before you.
And parents do say that.
Yeah, because I couldn't manage.
And I myself, I mean, my mother died now, but I didn't want my mother to die before me. And I'm a son, you know what I mean? And so when my mother went, it was like, you know what I mean, it was like a terrible situation. So you feel that you should go, even though parents have always said they'd rather they go and leave their children. But for me, it wasn't like that either. I prefer to see me go and leave my mother.
It's the same thing with my sister. I lost my nephew this year as well.
I felt the same thing, you know?
I lost my nephew this year as well, and that's the same thing my sister said when she was at the funeral. Why you? Why me, I bury you? You supposed to bury me. You know what I mean? So when I was in the hospital and I said to her, Mom, you know, and I bring that memory to her. And she said, well, Brian, if it's supposed to happen, it'll happen. And if this is the way God wants to take me, Him take me. You know? And I said to her, if the unfortunate is supposed to happen, where would you want to be buried? And she said I should speak to her husband, you know, and if he wants to bury her in the district that they live, fine. If not, take her to the family ground in Montego Bay.
Galaxy, a very serious question. When did your mother die?
She died on the 2nd of March, 2023.
Did you feel, or did you and your family feel, did you feel you get enough support within that particular period of time that she had the cancer? Do you feel
support as in
from the medical people, or from
no,
because we got to get things like this out. I know time is running, so we got to get things out. Do you feel you had enough support from the medical people that was actually helping your mother?
No, and one, the hospital that she went and do the biopsy, she didn't get that when she was alive. I was the one who collect that. And the biopsy was supposed to be ready within 2 weeks. 7 months. Still didn't get it.
Yeah.
The hospital that where she died in Papine, very poor.
Yeah.
And when I say very poor, when I went there to bring smoothies, green smoothies for my mom,
Yeah.
they said to me, I can't carry this
Yeah.
because she has cancer and she can't feed on this.
Yeah.
However, when I go there in the evening,
Yeah. You said that to me.
I
didn't you?
see
She's having.
bread,
Yeah.
I see cake, I see juice, sweet juice, you know what I mean? And I said to the nurse, how is it that you guys say to me, boil whatever I am taking? And I'm sure these things wasn't boiled. There's raw fruits there. You know what I mean? The hospitality, it wasn't there because my mom was there in her pool for several hours before she get tidy. If my cousins don't go there to tidy her, she don't get tidy. You know what I mean? So I don't think she get the treatment. And the hospital is so expensive.
Yeah. Well, what would you say? I mean, we send this on camera. What would you say to this health minister in Jamaica?
I think the health minister need to make visits, not just sit in the hospital. Just like the police commissioner, when he got he went on the road.
Yeah, anything happen, he goes on the road.
He
Yeah.
go on the road.
Yeah, I've
you know what I
seen
mean?
that. We've seen that.
I think the minister of health should visit these hospitals because just recently a young mother lost her child out of neglect as well in Jamaica at the same hospital that my mom went.
Hospital, yeah. And we've actually heard a few cases ourselves here. You know. What I mean? You know what I mean? And it's we've heard, which is actually terrible.
Yeah. So I think the minister of health, they should visit these hospitals. They should take into account the patients, the family.
Yeah.
You know, listen to their concern.
Yeah.
You know, have these kind of one-to-one, just like you see. The Prime Minister go on when a family member pass by a certain violence, they go on and visit the family. But really not see the health minister do them something there, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I think they should do these things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just sad.
Yeah, it's so sad. It's so sad. You've also come on the program to actually talk about cancer awareness. You know what I mean? And tell us, what are you doing towards that?
So since my mom passed, I'm very active where cancer is concerned. Every event I come across and I can afford to go, I will go. Yeah. Since my mom had done a 3K walk with the Cancer Society, I start my podcast that mainly based around cancer, but it's a wide thing now because I spoke with my family members on my platform.
Yeah, and this is in Jamaica?
No,
here?
Here on my platform, my TikTok platform.
Okay.
They've been supporting me 100%.
Yeah.
And I've asked and they said to me, you know, don't just let it based around cancer, you know, based around other topics.
Yeah.
But I decide if I'm going to venture anywhere, it has to stay within the health group. Yeah. So I am also looking to do other events where cancer is concerned. So if there's any retreat, any, you know, and I want to do voluntary service.
Okay.
So I am looking into go to the hospitals to see if I can volunteer some time within my spare time. Yeah. You know, and help out with the cancer patients in every way I can. Also, this guy is in Jamaica, Michael, bless him up. He's struggling with stage 4 Ewing sarcoma for over 10 years now. Okay. And that is the next thing. He can't get any help. Yeah. You know, when I can send him a fund, I send him funding. Right. You know what I mean? I try to give people it out my own pocket if I can. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Michael has been struggling for decades now. And the hospital in Jamaica literally put him up to say, you know, we can't do nothing more for you. Serious. So, and he's been back and forth. The other days, one of the tumor in his body ruptured, burst. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, as a young man, he's just young 30s. I feel so sorry for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I try to check in on him and stuff. So I do these things as well.
Yeah.
Try to help financially if I can.
And I understand it. And there's people probably actually doing this. But wouldn't it be great if we get like a whole bunch of people, you know what I mean, that is actually sort of contributing, you know what I mean, to some of the cases that you are talking about, you know what I mean, to actually help. I know people are doing this, you know what I mean. I know some people are doing it. Maybe we don't hear about it often enough, but wouldn't it be great?
It would be good.
Yes.
But what I realize when it comes to cancer or some health,
Yes.
a lot of people do not interested.
Serious.
Because like I said, Michael has been struggling and I have put videos out on my TikTok
Yeah.
to reach out for help for him.
Yeah.
And people literally just turn a blind eye to it.
Yeah, it's a bit like, it's too serious, isn't it?
Right.
They're all laugh and
Right.
this is some silly thing out there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some stripping off girl or some stupid thing.
If I was
You know,
supposed to put out a mix up,
Yeah,
something happened to me or my woman beat me or something.
we said this on this program ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You would see how much people flood your platform.
Yes.
But when you speak about health,
Yes.
you know what I mean? You
Yes.
don't get that kind of support.
Yeah. Also, you see them put some stupidness out there, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But the serious conversation we are having here
It's not-
of helping human beings, you know
It's
what I mean?
not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. And I've just answered my own question, didn't I?
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. And it's sad.
Yeah, it is.
It's really sad.
It is sad, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I can't stop speaking about Michael because he got 2 sons.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And sometimes when he comes on TikTok live and I watch him and I'm looking at him, I feel so sorry for him. And I come across him by just browsing.
Yeah.
Because like I said, since my mom passed from cancer, it's like I have an antenna. When me hear the word cancer, I'm gone there.
Oh.
And the funny thing, me not poor, but me not have money.
Yeah.
But would I love to help these people.
Yes.
Sometimes I can't even pay my bills.
Yes.
But yet still
But
me
still
find a change to help
these
somebody
people. Yes.
towards the medication or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if people out there, and the funny thing is so much people have money.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And his girlfriend, God bless her, she never know him from nowhere. She know him since him have cancer.
Mhm.
And she has struggled with him.
Yeah.
Family member now help.
Yeah.
And them reach out to a few top-notch, what can I call name? Some few top-notch pan TikTok, such as World Dog,
Yeah.
Swiss Lee,
Yeah.
and nothing.
Nothing.
All him not beg them the money, you know.
Mm.
All him want is for them put him story on for them page.
Okay.
Say him need help because them get a little. He was supposed to get a referral from the doctors here. Not even that them want give him. Not even give him a referral for go foreign for get further treatment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And him girlfriend go out her way, try reach out to hospital in overseas,
Yeah.
and she get accepted in hospital in Mexico.
Yeah.
But them can't raise the funds.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on my TikTok page as well.
That's good.
And nobody don't reach out.
Yeah. It is.
It's sad, man.
It is such a shame.
It's sad.
I don't know you're doing the fight as for cancer awareness. You know what I mean?
Listen, was me say earlier in the program,
Mhm.
my mom had 4 kids.
Yeah.
3 before me,
Yeah.
1 after me,
Yeah.
and all of them dead.
All of them died.
I'm the only one live.
Wow.
So I feel like I am here for a purpose, and that purpose is to carry on my mom's legacy, which is helping people.
Yeah.
Because my mom help a lot of people.
Great.
And
What
that
about,
is not something
what
I
about
do.
family? What about family support? Did you get a lot of family support? from
Yeah,
your
man, I
family?
love my family,
Your
them,
family
especially
friends,
my mother's side of family, man.
Yes.
My cousin, them, people from foreign. When it comes to the funeral,
Mhm.
them put with them can put together, send, come give me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because as I say, I'm the only child for my mom.
Yeah.
You know, so them send what them can send for me,
Mhm.
put towards funeral.
Mhm.
So if I never for them help, them call me during and after the time, even though them still a check up on me.
Yeah.
To see if I'm alright.
Yeah.
Some people wonder how me do it because I lose my mother first,
Mhm.
I lose my cousin second,
Yes.
I lose my nephew third,
Wow.
I lose my father fourth, and one of my mother's sister.
That's tough.
So this year, people said to me, say, oh yeah, I got through so much.
It's tough.
And you still a try reach out to help people.
Yeah, sometimes you have to do that. Though.
But I said to them, like,
Because-
listen, the reason why, because my dad got under therapy, you know.
Yeah.
My dad do therapy.
Okay.
And it never that help.
Okay.
This helped me. My platform.
Yeah, and
Helping people.
sometimes it's something else occupies your mind
That is my platform.
and allows you to do that.
When I seen that I'm helping people and I'm getting information that is contributing to their life,
Yeah.
it helped me and it motivated me.
Okay.
And the people that support me on TikTok,
Yeah.
I love them.
Great. Tell us the name of your platform and give yourself a plug, because we're actually running out of time.
Okay, so my main page is sensitive_thoughts.
Okay.
My cancer page is Ivy Cancer Podcast.
Okay.
And on YouTube, it's Ivy Cancer Podcast.
Okay.
And on IG, it's Ivy_V Cancer Podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got an email address?
The email address is ivycancerfoundation
Okay.
@gmail.com.
And those are the places we can find her.
Definitely.
Okay. Finally, before we wrap up, anything else you'd like to put out there?
Well, people, when you do good work in life,
Yeah.
it pay off.
Yeah.
So continue doing good, and we need to be more supportive when
Yeah.
it comes to. We need to be more supportive when it comes to helping the less fortunate, the sick, because a lot of people out there cannot afford certain things. So if you're in a position for help. It only got pay off at the end of the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for taking the time out to come and talk to us. I know that hasn't been easy.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. And let's do the punch.
Blessings, man.
Yeah. Have a Merry Christmas if you believe in Christmas.
Well, I don't believe in a Christmas, you know.
Let me say a Happy Holidays.
I would have said Happy New Year.
Happy Holiday. And
I
happy
believe more in the New Year than
Okay.
even the Christmas.
Happy Holiday. I'll just say Happy Holiday.
Yeah,
because
man.
Right up until the New Year, we have a
Yeah.
holiday. So let me say
Yeah.
Happy Holiday.
Happy holidays,
Guys, for
man.
those of you, let me say thank you for tuning into the program. This is a live stream, and don't forget the program is going out live right now. Let me say thank you for tuning into Breakthrough TV. I want to say thanks to all our guests we've had on the program this year. Happy Christmas, happy holiday, happy Kwanzaa. Big shout out to all you guys. I did the roll call a couple of weeks ago, so I'm not going to do it again. I want to say big shout out to our sponsor, Reggae Jam, a taste of the Caribbean. Check that out as well. And let me say big shout out to all you guys who actually take the time out to appear on the program this year. Let me say have a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, or whatever you believe. Have a great time. Let me say thank you. We'll be back here in the new year. I'm probably before the new year. I'm already into the new year 2024 because it has been a very strange year for me also. You know what I mean? You see me here laughing, but it has been a very strange year for me also. You know, let me say thank you for tuning in to Breakthrough TV. I want to say producer, you've done very well this year. Let me say thank you. Have a nice time. God bless you. We are out. Breakthrough TV. Thank you. Carl with a C. Catch me with the Drive Time Show 3 till 6 tomorrow on New Star Radio, Thursdays and Friday when I do my Christmas special. God bless you. Thank you.